teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
On first down, they'll start out with Akers.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And the Rams first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Going right back to Akers.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Next receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
From the 44, Stafford escaping the pressure right. That'll be caught. It's caught. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll try the air now with Stafford.
He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson.
And some room to run now. Shreds him with a stiff arm. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And this is something this defense is going to have to account for as this game goes on. He's a space player. They want to get him out in the open field and let him make his move. So if you're going to stick with him, you've got to make sure you plaster him, as they like to say, the defensive side of the ball. Otherwise, he'll burn you as he just did there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Hey, 22!
Again, it'll be Akers.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Well, they've gotten it to the 4 on this opening drive, but now they face a 3rd and goal.
Akers.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is a prepping him for a loss.
And this one is right through. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0.
Well, that was a long, sustained opening drive, but in the end, only able to get 3, the field goal out of it.
And absolutely, you'll take the points and the early leads. You never give those back. But there will be a little bit of disappointment that they didn't punch it in for 6 after that kind of yardage and that kind of drive that they had.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Flush to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense is something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Again, Jackson. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Ravens have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it second down and 12. They'll go again here with Akers. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third down, Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. They'll run on first down with Akers. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half, as they're going to stop him behind the line. Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play, because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. From the 50, it's Stafford.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. Third down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
From the red zone now, Stafford.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue, because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. Akers hit. He coughs it up.
And a big turnover there, as his guys will get the football back.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they can keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down.
Jackson now. He's got him in, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll get 34 yards there.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room.
And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Stafford looks to throw again.
And that nearly intercepted. For a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Fielded at the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Stafford on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in
the mix for Defensive Player of the Year. I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 36. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Devin Duvernay, 34 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Tucker with an extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
And he's got room. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They give up the middle to Akers.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And 3rd and 1 now.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
And he's got some space here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
On 2nd and 15 now. Jackson.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he'll be brought down just shy of 40.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. From the 39, Jackson.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers up to the 20.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Stafford. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a 2nd down and 6.
Here's Stafford. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. To throw is Stafford. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And it goes down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop it. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Tucker now to add the point after. It's good, and it's 21-10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the 4th down was a moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Jackson running again.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
That's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
Devin Duvernay
with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
This was a very close ball game at half.